Music is a major point of all of our lives. Whether it's going to a sold-out show or just getting kicked in the face while you're in the middle of a mosh pit, music continues to change who we are throughout all of our lives. I want you to think back to your favorite band of all time and how when you heard them for the first time they just drew you in, and how you wanted to show all of your friends that one song and help and make them understand what it was like to experience that band. For me, that band is Bayside. My name is Lee Schrock, and I want to tell you all about the band Bayside. I want to talk to you about how they were formed and their history up until today. I want to tell you what makes them unique, and I want to tell you how they affect me personally. So let's talk about the band. Bayside was formed in the winter of 2000 while they were on their way to go see A New Found Glory. The band had already recorded a few tracks and they wanted to get their music out. So they made us a demo CD to give to New Found Glory. While they were in the subway in New York to see the band, they passed the Bayside station. They hadn't come up with a name yet, so they just wrote it down on their CD, Bayside. And that name just stuck with them. The band members are Anthony, who sings, he's lead singer, and he also plays rhythm guitar. There's Jack, who's the lead guitarist and does backup vocals. And there's Nick, who plays bass, and John Beats Houlihan, who plays drums. Bayside recorded a 5-song EP in 2001, and then after that they wrote a full-length LP called Sirens and Condolences in 2004. And then they went on tour. And after that, in 2005, they released a full-length album that was self-titled called Bayside. While on tour for this, they went through Cheyenne, Wyoming on Halloween night. The van that they were driving hit a patch of ice, and it went off the road, skidded, and flipped. And in this, their drummer, John Houlihan, was killed, and their bassist was also severely injured. He had surgery on his vertebrae in his back. After that, the band wrote an acoustic album with no percussion and no drums at all, and they dedicated it to John, who had died in the accident. The first song on the track, Winter, was specifically written as a tribute to him. After that, they got a new drummer named Chris, and he replaced him, and they came out with a few more albums over the next few years. Those albums include The Walking Wounded, Shudder, and they made a live album called Bayside Live at the Bayside Social Club. They've also come out with another album just this past year called Killing Time. So that's the band's history. Now let's talk about what makes them unique. Bayside is a unique band for a few reasons. Every band that you've ever heard of has a strong, unique sense. All the big ones, whether it be the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or Queen, they all have a very unique sound. The things that make Bayside unique are, first off, Anthony's vocals. His vocals are raw and nasally, but at the same time, they're strong and they're very melodic. When Jack plays guitar, he just wails. He makes really good punk rock riffs. He has amazing face-melting leads, and he's able to just pull together just perfect guitar playing that makes Bayside musically unique. Another thing that makes Bayside unique is their dedication to working with charity. One of their last big events was they went on tour with Silverstein in 2011 on the Take Action tour, which raised over $2 million to various charities. So that's what makes Bayside unique to me. The last point I want to talk to you about is why they're important to me. In the early 2000s, I was going through a rough period in my life. I grew up with a predominantly Christian background, but I'd always questioned whether God was real or not. And Bayside, with songs like Dear Your Holiness, they just helped me get through that with the struggle of not knowing whether or not God was real. During that same time, I had just broken up with a girl that I wanted to marry, and I was in deep depression. And the songs that they had just basically held me together and pushed me through that tough time. So that's why I like Bayside. I had the chance of meeting them just this past year in Norfolk, Virginia after the show. I ended up at a bar that they came to, and I got to share some drinks with them, do some shots, and just talk to them and tell them how much they mean to me. It was one of my favorite moments in my entire life. So, in conclusion, I've told you about why Bayside is my favorite band. I've told you a little bit about them. I've told you why they sound unique musically, and I've also told you why they mean so much to me. Thank you.